What is up, pyros? In today's video I'm going to show you how to make or how to prepare 3-inch mortar for 3-inch ball shells or cylindrical shells. So let's start. So here you can see on my mortar I have 21-inch. The commercial ones for 3-inch shells are usually 18 inches. This is half of the length of the tube I actually had, so I split it in half and got 2 mortars, so a bit longer, and that's not a problem. So usually, as I said, for 3-inch mortars they use 18 inches, and you can check it out on any website that sells mortars and you'll see that usually they sell 18-inch long mortars for 3-inch shells. I have a bit longer, so you can have a longer mortar if you want to launch your shells higher in the sky, and that's usually used for horsetail effects, tutata, those multi-break shells. As you can tell, this is paper mortar, and I had very good success with paper mortars in the past. So something important to mention is where to find these paper mortars. You can check out the fabrics that actually wrap the stuff on pallets with saran wrap on huge rolls like these, and when they use all that saran wrap they end up with nice paper tubes that we can use as mortars. So that's one source.
So currently I'm doing some research on where these tubes can be used and where you can find them, and I found these for containing and packaging. These tubes are usually used to mail some paintings or important paperwork, but forming and construction, like concrete pillars in construction site, that can be interesting source where you can find these tubes. Insulating damping, what the f is that? Protecting, yeah, spacing, I don't know, supporting and holding, but I know that you should like this video and support my channel. Winding and carrying, I don't know if you get anything from that. That'd be cool. But containing and packaging, that's something I've heard of. And forming and construction, that can be interesting source, as I said. So that's some research I did where you can find these construction sites where they throw away the stuff they don't need, and try out like to find on the internet where people sell these. Alright, back to the video.
Now we need to put end caps. Some actually use concrete, but that's, I think, a longer process. I usually get these nice wood caps that I find first the log that will fit inside. I use the axe and just remove the wood bark so it doesn't rot inside the tube. Then I'll put this inside like that. Add some wood glue, thick wood glue, and I use self-screwing screws. So as you can see here, it didn't cap off the end very well, and I'm going to close it with some glue and some sawdust. Alright, as you can see here, this is the best one. So I picked another wood and shoved it in. Used some hammer to actually fix it in, and use the saw to cut it. This is if you actually find smaller diameter plug, so just fix it with some sawdust and glue. All of them will have screws, I just didn't do it yet. And this is if you have perfect plug. It fits inside, but I don't want to push it, I can get it out. And if you have plugs like this, you don't even need to put the glue. You can actually put some softer wood or a bit rotten wood, because it cuts easier if you are cutting with hand. And just like that. So some pyros are scared of having screws in the mortars, which is not a bad thing. Don't even put screws if you like avoiding them, because when you put the glue and have the plug nicely fit inside, and later when the sleeve comes from the bottles, That thing is not going anywhere, but I like to fix it with screws. So here I am 2 years later, and I have this problem. These tubes that I picked up have thicker walls than my previous version, as you can see here. Yep. And the bottles I was using on the previous tubes doesn't actually fit nicely on these tubes. So I'm using parts of the bottle to actually make this layer of protection for the mortars. I will show you only on one tube for the video, and the rest I'll need to pick a lot of bottles or find those big gallons to actually finish other tubes. And let me show you the process again. I have 4 layers here. This one is not yet finished. It's about to be finished. I'll just need to put it over the fire and it'll squeeze around this tube. So let me show you that again. And one tip, don't hold it too much above the fire, because these layers tend to actually shrink like this and you'll get gaps without the plastic here between the layers. It started shrinking, but I was quick enough to remove it. See here? It barely split. So there you go, there is the final layer. I'm using this because when I make videos I tend to bury this in mud, in dirt and the bottom. Not just paper tube but also the wood could get rotten, and now I have plenty replacement tubes, but still it's not that short process to prepare your mortar when you need it instantly. So I like to keep my mortars protected as much as I can. So yeah. So thanks for watching and enjoy a closer look of this mortar. Products on pallets, and when they use the saran wrap that they wrap that shit,